Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back at the easel. I'm going to be showing you guys the benefits of using studies in your artwork. Studies is a great way to improve dramatically in a really short period of time. For example, I am going to essentially choose something that I want to draw that, I think maybe my memory is okay on, and I'm going to draw it from my head. And then I'm going to check a reference photo, draw it from the reference photo, and then draw it from my head again a second time to see how it has improved. I'm just going to draw one of my cacti. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. With a constantly growing catalog of nearly 40,000 classes available, Skillshare has so much to offer. From painting classes to photography and videography, my favorites from them are their productivity and painting classes. This helps me so much to get the most out of my day while still enjoying and learning even more about painting. Is there something that's been nagging at you that you just want to try learning, but you don't want to pay for an expensive, over-the-top course that's going to teach you that? Especially if you don't know if you want to dedicate that much time to it, well then Skillshare is a great choice for you. With Skillshare, you can pick smaller, condensed courses and build on those as you feel in that same topic or in other topics. You can also take each course at your own pace. Get your first month of Skillshare for free using the link down in the video description. I hope you enjoy learning on their platform as much as I have. Alright, so just kind of doing some ovals because this is how I think it was. And like I said in some of my other videos, if you're drawing from your head, one of the easiest things you can do to make it look more realistic is to add variety in there, so none of these look exactly the same. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of shade this a little bit because that will help me to determine exactly what is in my head and what isn't. So I'm going to start with these more highlighted areas. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow in here. Again, totally from my head. And how I remember this to be. Which is probably very, very, very not accurate. Alright, it also had like a flower on top, which I don't remember what the color of the flower was, or like how that looks or anything. So I'm just going to kind of pick a color and have fun with it. I think it was taller than that. I'm obliterating this so badly. And I want to have a little bit of depth in there. So, there we go. Then let's add just a different pink for some highlights. And like a darker color for some shadows. Obviously this looks horrible and probably nothing like the actual plant does, but you know what, I'm trying, okay guys? And then there was like a pot, it was in a pot. So, let's see, there's that, it's in a pot, so try to add a pot in here. Alright, let's add like a tiny bit of a shadow over here maybe. Alright you guys, so you can see that is pretty awful. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you what the actual plant was that I was thinking of. And literally just right now I remembered because I just looked at it because I was going to grab it. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I forgot all of the spikes or whatever on it. But you guys, it's a cactus. It's a little cactus. I should have remembered that. Alright you guys, here we go. So here is the cactus I was thinking of. And I don't think I did too terribly. I mean, the size is horrible, but I wasn't exactly going for a true to life size. But you can see, obviously, if I had just like taken a little bit longer and knew what this actually looked like just the detail, like so many things you don't realize are part of a cactus that are there. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw this a second time and looking at it the whole time to try to figure out how I can do this a little bit better. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do it kind of similarly to how I did it before. I'm going to set this in one place because, guys, if I just held this the whole time, I would be looking at it at so many different angles. And you guys, it's so important when you're drawing something from life that the subject doesn't move and you don't move. Because if you move around, your perspective of what it actually looks like, it's going to be changed dramatically. And I'm going to jump right in. So, the first thing that I noticed is on the front of this guy, he actually has 4 segments, not 2. But they are similar to how I remembered them. So I'm excited about that. So we're just kind of casually sketching this guy out. But you can already see this start to take a little bit more shape compared to the first one that I did. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to shade this a little bit. And my cactus is like this kind of odd teal, kind of gray color. I'm going to try to capture that a little bit. It also has this very interesting kind of texture that throws off the lighting a little bit on it. So he's a little bit darker, but I'm going to throw in, it's got like these kind of almost rings. Very subtle, but they're still there. Adding just a little bit of contrast in here. Alright, I'm going to call that good for the base of the cacti. Next I'm going to work on the actual pot. So, one thing to notice with a pot is the distance of it goes a little bit further out than the actual plant. And you can't actually see any of the dirt in there, so this is going to be the top of the pot here. It's a thicker pot or rim or whatever than I thought when I was first drawing this. So that's interesting. Just so many like random observations that you never would have thought were in this drawing. Just going to do again a little bit of shading. Obviously as you go along you can get a lot more like picky about this and how it will end up looking, but for the sake of this video, it's just an example. You can get however picky and specific as you want with your own drawing. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and do the flower. Alright, you'll notice I'm using the exact same colors as I did with the first one, and yet they look so different. Like, they have similarities, but they look very different. And I will let you be the judge when I'm done with this. Comment down below which one you think turned out better. Obviously I can spend so much longer on this. I could have spent way longer with the proportions. I could have spent really way longer with any of this, but for the sake of this video I just wanted to show you how drawing from your memory really is very different from drawing from real life. So now I'm just throwing in some of these spikes. You can't really even see these as I'm doing them, but they are there. Believe me, they are there. I have accidentally poked myself on this thing way more than I'd like to admit. Alright, so just for the sake of the drawing, I'm going to add a few shadows. Just going to go through and add a few shadows so you can actually see some of these a little bit. Still can't believe I forgot these. I remembered at the beginning, and that's why I did the base layer first in the first drawing, but then I just completely forgot. Alright. So it's at this point that you would go back through and draw it a third time to see what you remember about it, because this is where you'll start to build a memory reservoir of things you know how to draw and can draw well. Anyways, you guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, God bless.